Welcome to the Neuropathy Support Group and Podcast. I'm Chris, and I'm so glad you tuned in. It's my hope with this podcast to help all of us gather information that might help those that need support dealing with this debilitating issue. Hello, and welcome to this podcast. Before we get started, let's get the formalities out of the way with the medical and privacy disclaimer. I am not a doctor or medical professional. The information on this podcast is from personal experiences and is meant for group support. Additionally, the information discussed is not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure any underlying conditions associated with neuropathy. All names here within are private and will not be shared with any outside sources. Please consult your healthcare provider before making any health decisions. If you have medical concerns or an immediate emergency, please contact your doctor or dial 911. Hello, my friends, and how you doing today? I think I've got a good topic that we're going to discuss today. It's one that I've never heard about, and I don't know if it's going to change my mind in regards to if I'll take it or not, because I've checked into doing a lot of research on this product, and I'm not sure where I stand on it, but the product we're going to be talking about today is called Delta 8 THC Gummies. And what I'm going to do first is give you a complete guide, and this is a complete guide for beginners. So this will help you out and help me out to know if this is a product that we want to take for our pain. So what I want to touch bases on today is what is Delta 8 and also 11 severe Delta 8 side effects. So Delta 8 THC is a cannabinoid found in plants that hail from the cannabis family, which includes hemp. Delta 8 is thought to be mildly psychoactive, which is quite different from its closely related counterpart, Delta 9, that is the most recognized from the cannabinoid. Delta 8 THC gummies are created by infusing the cannabinoid into edible gummy candies. Now, what's the difference between Delta 8 and Delta 9? Delta 8 and Delta 9 are chemically similar in form. They both boast a double bonded structure, but the double bonded is located in different points of the cannabinoid carbon chain in each form of THC. While Delta 9 THC binds directly to certain cannabinoid receptors, Delta 8 does not have or offer precisely the same action. This is why Delta 8 is thought to produce less intoxicating effects than Delta 9, even though more research is required. So will the Delta 8 gummies get you high? In short, Delta 8 THC gummies can give you a bit of a high or euphoric feeling, even though the experience is not going to be the same as it would be with the Delta 9. The consensus among most users is that the euphoric feelings produced by Delta 8 are much less intense and much more enjoyable. You skip the overwhelmingly grogginess and spaced out feeling and steer right into more desirable effects. For example, you may feel more energetic and capable of focusing on your work, but you may also have a slight sense of giddiness or euphoria and feel more relaxed. So are Delta 8 gummies safe? When taken appropriately, Delta 8 gummies are generally considered safe. Side effects associated with Delta 8 can be similar to side effects you experience with just about any cannabinoid: fatigue, dry mouth, and maybe even glassy eyes. Most people will not have major side effects as long as they are not consuming an abundance of the D8 gummies. Even though Delta 8 gummies are generally safe, always use good judgment about dosing as mentioned above, especially if you have never experienced the effects of THC.
While a toxic dose of DHT is not probable, you may experience heightened effects that can leave you uncomfortable if you consume too much. So how long do Delta-8 gummies take to work? As it is with most cannabinoid-based edibles, the effects can take a little longer to kick in. Most people will start to feel the effects within around 30 minutes, but it can also take as long as 2 to 4 hours for the effects to reach a peak. Unlike you would expect with Delta 9, Delta 8 is not likely to suddenly creep up on you and suddenly create an onset of effects. Instead, you will typically notice a more gradual onset of effects. How many Delta 8 gummies should I take? There is no one Delta 8 gummies dosage that works for everyone. Delta 8 can yield different effects for each individual depending on things like metabolism, body chemistry, and more. Delta 8 may affect some people much more than others, especially those who may not have don't have very much experience with THC. So, like always, the general rule is to take a low dose first and just increase it to where you can handle the effects. So what should you consider when buying Delta 8 THC gummies? First, you want to make sure of the quality of the ingredients. Make sure any supplier is giving you a total list of ingredients used in their products. Also, what you want to look for and consider is third-party lab testing. Intended use. Intended use, consider your purpose for using Delta 8 as you shop for gummies. If you're looking for a quick trial of these gummies, opt for a small trial pack that only contains 2 or 4 gummies. On the other hand, if you are an experienced user and intended to use the gummies daily for focus and calming, you may want a more potent, larger pack of gummies. Another thing you want to consider is the potency. Examine the potency levels of any Delta 8 gummy you are considering to buy. The bulk of gummies available, they come in 25 milligrams, but you can find some gummies with far less or far more Delta 8 THC. Also, you want to make sure you check into the legality and the regulations. Very important there. While Delta 8 is legal on a federal level, that is the only case if the product contains less than 0.3% of Delta 9, and some states have enacted restrictions on even hemp-derived Delta 8 products. And finally, you want to make sure that the brand is credible and the reviews are excellent. So one thing I've noticed here is the Delta 8 gummies come in 2 25 milligram gummies, and that's $5 a packet. They also come in 20 count, and those are going to be $35. So this is kind of interesting here. It sounds like there's so many restrictions on this product, but you can buy Delta 8 products over the counter at a gas station, convenience stores, weed and vape shops, and online. They're sold as gummies, candies, vaping pens, oils, edibles, joints, or beverages. But remember, it's very important to note that there are no quality control for these products in its ingredients list. It is also easy to confuse Delta 8 products for CBD, which doesn't cause a high. A few other things I found is they're asking here, is it safe? There's also a lack of research and evidence when it comes to Delta 8's impact on your overall health. Many people have reported, mostly by social media posts, that they use Delta 8 along with other prescription medications to help with depression and substance use. Users say that Delta 8 can also calm nausea, boost appetite, ease pain relief, boost mental health, and prevents vomiting during cancer treatments. Here's some side effects that have been reported some more. Confusion, anxiety, drowsiness, slow heart rate, numbness, fast heart rate, and low blood pressure. And this is all on WebMD right now that I'm reading you, but it says right here too that will you test positive for THC? It depends, it says here. Delta 8 is a form of THC. Drug tests often look for traces of Delta 9, but Delta 8 should show up as a positive THC. Whether it's Delta 8 or Delta 9, people also react differently to cannabinoids depending on what type of products they use and how long they use them for. Before we go into the 11 severe Delta 8 THC side effects, I wanted to delve into Delta 9 THC a little bit. Even though this is episode Delta 8, let's talk a little about Delta 9 so we know, what both products are. So it says here, while there is no denying that Delta 9 THC is a powerful compound, not to mention a potent and natural healer for those suffering from a host of ailments or medical conditions, it also carries with it quite a few adverse side effects. Paranoia and anxiety often top the list of undesirable side effects associated with traditional marijuana, along with sleep issues and addiction with longer term use. So when it comes Delta 8 versus Delta 9, you'll find that Delta 8 also shares many of the same properties as Delta 9. However, because of the minor chemical differences between the two, there are some notable differences. Many of the negative side effects of Delta 9 THC are much milder with Delta 8, and users don't experience nearly the intense scope of anxiety, paranoia, personality issues, etc., and is common with regular marijuana. So if it was me, I would stay away from Delta 9, even though Delta 9 does seem a little harsh. Delta 8 does have its side effects, and here's 11 of them that I found on the internet. So the first issue that could take place is anxiety. That's when you take too much. Delta 8 seems to have anti-anxiety properties, but taking too much could create paranoia. This is related to the psychoactive properties of the compound, which some may be more sensitive to others. Anything that creates mind-altering effects could make some people feel uncomfortable, especially in larger doses. This is why it's always a good idea to go slow, starting with a very small dose until you feel comfortable with how this cannabinoid works in your body. The next issue you may have is dry mouth. Delta 8 could cause temporary dry mouth for as long as the compound is active in your body. This is why you may wish to increase your water intake. And make a note of this, that the dry mouth is not a sign of bodily dehydration, but is the result of the effects on the salivary glands. The next issue you could have are dry eyes. Dry eyes are another potential side effect of Delta 8. Again, being temporarily and lasting only as long as the cannabinoid is active in your body. This can leave the eyes looking red, and in rare cases cause discomfort due to the lack of moisture. Moisturizing eye drops can remedy this side effect in most cases. Number 4, grogginess. Some people find that the higher doses of Delta 8 make them feel temporarily groggy, and some people feel a strong urge to take a nap. The grogginess can be accompanied by brain fog, fatigue, mild lightness of the head, and poor concentration. This is a side effect that typically goes away once the Delta 8 has worn off and is less likely to occur if you take a smaller dose. Number 5, getting too much of a body high. THC causes two types of high, a mild high and a body high. Delta 8 is known for being the cannabinoid that causes intense body highs. High doses of Delta 8 can cause the body high to become stronger than some people would like. This could mean difficulty moving, known as couch lock, an over-awareness of sensations in the body that can lead to anxiety and temporary feeling of numbness, twitching, and cold-warm sensations. Sometimes a person can feel as though their heart is pounding despite no known negative effects are affecting the cardiovascular system. Luckily, because of the way Delta 8 works, it is not known for giving anxiety or intense heart pounding like Delta 9. Number 4, getting too much of a mind high. Because Delta 8 is a psychoactive, some people might consider getting too high a side effect. First, one can get too much of a mild high, which means that the brain properties of the compound can make a person feel too much in their head or simply out of it. While many people purposely use THC because of its mind-altering effects, sometimes taking too much can alter one's state of consciousness so much that it interferes with their ability to have cohesive thoughts, stay on track, and be aware of their surroundings. Number 7, being unable to drive. When you take too much Delta 8, it can impair your ability to drive. That is why you should never drive when you are intoxicated by THC. It's possible that driving under the influence of Delta 8 can be dangerous. Therefore, take Delta 8 THC in safe conditions where you are not driving or have other responsibilities that may be impaired or safety is at risk, like alcohol and regular Delta 9 THC. The responsibilities when taking Delta 8 is not any different. Number 8, work interference. Using Delta 8 before and during work hours can interfere with your ability to do your job. This is due to temporary effects on both physical coordination and physical abilities. Therefore, it is best to use this product when you are off working hours or low-risk sensations. Number 9, a failed drug test. Delta 8 can cause you to fail a drug test due to the fact that it triggers the same metabolic that breaks down Delta 9 THC in marijuana, which is what urine tests are looking for. Even though Delta 8 is THC is different than Delta 9 because it is still a THC, it will trigger a drug test. Drug tests look for all versions of THC. Number 10 is unpredictability. Delta 8 THC creates a type of a high that can sneak up on you, which can catch people off guard. This is why you should always make sure that you don't have any important responsibilities prior to using it. Additionally, this also means you should take the appropriate wait times depending on your method of usage. And finally, number 11, feeling too happy. We had to do it. Delta 8 THC is known as an amazing compound that provides minor psychoactive effects and many benefits, including being happy, with usually less side effects than Delta 9. Now, there's no such thing as feeling too happy, but we have to say that the most known effect of taking Delta 9 is feeling euphoric and giggly. Also, that's not such a bad side effect, is it? So the best way that you can stay away from any of these issues is to make sure that you don't take too much. Start off small, then progressively, if you feel you need a little bit more to take the edge off of your pain, then that's when you do it. But again, you need to discuss these things with maybe somebody else that's already taking it. Doctors, I don't know if they can help you that much, if they know too much about Delta 8. I haven't spoken to my doctor about it, but I will next month. But that's something that you might want to talk to an expert on. These are just some suggestions that I found on a website, which I'll make sure that I post in my on my Facebook page, so all of you can review what I found. But again, you got to remember that a lot of the information out there on the internet could be right, could be wrong. The judgment is pretty much yours, and what you're going to do, with it, and if you want to use it. Now, the Delta 8 comes in vape cartridges, and also comes in gummies, which I do take gummies, but none of them have the Delta 8 or Delta 9 in those. They're real mild. And it also comes in various flavors. So, we ran over a little bit more time than I wanted to, but I'm hoping that this helps those that have been asking about the Delta 8 THC, and it also helps those that have never heard of it, like myself. And I hope you get the information you need. Again, thank you for being part of my show and listening, and I really do appreciate everything that you guys do. Thank you very much. As we come to a close, it's my hope this podcast and other sources, such as product reviews that I have discussed today, can better our lives and give us some relief dealing with neuropathy. This episode, plus others, are posted every Monday on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher. And finally, whatever life throws at you, even if it hurts you, just be strong and fight through it. Remember, strong walls shake, but never collapse. Talk to you next Monday.